Welcome to the 3D Speed Series Round 3, which will officially mark the halfway point of the season here at Hockenheim. I'm Michael Magas, and I'm joined by Paul Riccobene. My normal partner, Byron Dirksen, is under the weather, and therefore out of the running for commentary work. Paul is up in second place there. You can see him there, and we are actually looking at me as I complete my lap here in 27th place. I think this one will improve my position a little bit.
I like that livery, Mike.
It was really chosen for me by the fact that Mr. Wayne Hutchison really likes the ACA ASP style cars, so I was more or less stuck. But you know what? The problem with the Mercedes if I may, is that a lot of the teams run very, very similar liveries. That it's very hard to tell. Like when you look at a Mercedes in race room, you don't instantly know what team it's on, which is a bit of a problem a lot of the time, because like the Black Falcon style liveries are kind of everywhere, so it is kind of nice to have that very easily identifiable ACA ASP car.
Yeah, I ran it last season. I remember the same thing looking. There's just like 12 versions of 3 liveries. It's odd.
Well, it's because that's the factory format for the Mercedeses.
Oh, it's boring.
Yeah, so the teams just basically get to choose the colors pattern, but like the pattern is relatively set, which is a little bit of a problem. It's also why I'm a little bit disappointed that almost all of our teams are Mercedeses, because it does mean that they're a little bit annoying to tell apart. Guillermo Martinez is currently on pole position and 2 purple sectors on that lap. Couldn't bring it home in the third, though. Here is, of course, the man that we assume, the man, the boat, the legend, like Stoffmill and the Bentley Continental.
Look at that thing. It's ridiculous.
Will he take pole position? He will. Very close, though. He is, of course, carrying 53 kilograms of ballast coming into today. Paul Riccobene in the stylish sim racing mafia Porsche. I really do. I do like those Spark cars, actually.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
Yeah. First time racing. A little disappointed that there's no Audis in the field, but
look at the Audi. This is my first time in the Porsche ever racing one, and I gotta say, I'm loving this thing. It's awesome.
Oh, has anyone tried out the McLaren 650S since it got its changes? Has it become remotely viable?
Of course, Paul. That's when you focus on me, right? I have not tried out the 650. I have, however, tried out the Mercedes. Oh my lord. It is so much more challenging to drive now.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I like it. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for like a difficult to drive car. Like I'm all for that. It just feels like, and someone suggested that maybe like if you're in a sim rig, it feels more realistic. You could possibly comment on that, but
yeah. I'm in a full motion rig with 8 transducers. It was terrible for me. I couldn't stand it. Now, admittedly, I did about 10 laps, but it's not a car you just jump into and start driving.
Whoa, Dan Bach. Dan Bach doing what Porsches do, and that is spin off the track.
Wow, and what Mercedes do too now.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed by it. Mostly because, like, the other thing I have to say is that the new tire model that they've employed seems to be like more of what people were complaining about. That just seems counterproductive. Like, regardless of what it is, if a large chunk of your racing base, right or wrong, is asking for something, that is something you should probably be giving them, not the exact opposite.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time with race room myself lately these days. The whole force feedback issue going on too.
Mm-hmm. Well, the force feedback though I can understand, because I mean it's a delicate thing. It's hard to do with so many different wheels, potential problems obviously coming into play. But I don't know. This is one of the few times where I'm a little angry at the devs. But Mike Stoffmill and Guillermo Martinez will lead us away from pole with Paul Riccobene, Josiah Jerome, Dan Bach, Zoltan Kalmandi, our top AM car. Simeon Naku, Dimitri Simonitis, Richard Higgs, and Ariel Zatoni. I thought Ariel would be higher up in the order, to be honest.
Same here.
a bit surprised.
Although my teammate's up there in 6th.
Although, to be honest, a little story time here. Ariel and I, of course, were on Team Mercedes for the DTM series that we did here. And I tried to let him pass me like 3 or 4 times because I'm like, I know you're faster. Go ahead. I'm only ahead of you because you had an extra pit stop. And then it'd be like 3 laps later and I'd overtaken him again because he spun the car.
I've been at several races with Ariel, and he usually seems real stable out there. I wonder what's going on. Oh, the new Mercedes tire model. I bet you that's what it was.
Well, this was with the DTM cars, which he never seemed to settle into. There were definitely some drivers that never settled into the DTM cars, and there were some that did very, very well.
That's no traction control, no ABS on those, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, I could definitely. Yeah, it could be tough if you're not used to that.
I personally found them fun, although I did have some flat spotting issues, which did cost me. Although somehow I managed to turn a 2-stop strategy at Dubai into a 1-stop strategy. I don't know how I managed that. I don't know. I pitted super early thinking I'd pit again and then somehow dragged the tires to 4% left on the left front at the end of the race.
That's awesome.
Without flat spotting them. It was amazing. But anyways, we are off here at Hockenheim. Leading the way is the Bentley, but it is going to be slow on the start. So Guillermo Martinez gets the jump on Mike Stockmill. Paul Riccobene defends against Josiah Jerome on the second row. As everybody else comes trickling through, looking to see if anyone's making the big moves. Nothing particularly coming through. A little bit of contact there between Dan Bach and Zoltan Kalamundi.
A little bit. Looks like a clean run from lap 1 through there.
And they have on their tail Tyler Igelli, who has been one of the better additions to the grid this season.
Yeah, that was quick.
Tyler looking down the inside of Dan Bach. Looks like Dan Bach really struggling right now. Which is... Oh, he just spun around Zoltan Kalmandi. I cannot imagine the steward is going to take an exactly light view of that one, Tyler. I got to say it.
Tyler, that's my teammate, man.
And in the front... At some point, the Bentley somehow got back in front.
He got him at the hairpin.
We didn't know... And I didn't notice it. And I'm not sure how I didn't notice it, because, I mean, how do you not notice that car?
Yeah, you can't see anything else when it stops on screen with that thing.
Well, maybe a BMW M6.
Yeah.
All right, so to stop mill from Martinez, Jerome has gotten the better of Riccobene for 3rd place, but they are starting to sprint ahead with Dan Bach, Dimitri Simeonitis, Igelli, Naku, Higgs, and Tobin rounding off the top 10. 30 cars of a possible 34 on track today.
It's a bit healthy grid.
It is a bit weird that Hockenheim can only accommodate 34 cars and a place like Zandvoort can accommodate 36.
It is odd, and I was shocked during qualifying how much traffic there was. For some reason, it seemed like it would be much more spread out here, but it fills up quick here.
We have a nasty habit of everyone trying to go out at the same time, and then
You've seen that, huh?
And then not really mitigating it by going slow. Like I freely admit I went out at the beginning of the sessions. I'm part of that problem. But I was like trying to go slow, and I think I even said something on comms about somebody riding up my butt because like there was a slower car than me ahead of me, and then like someone like a little bit faster behind me, and it's like, dude, riding on my butt on the warm-up lap is not actually going to do us any good. Like now we're just 3 cars in a tight section, so if one of us fucks up, all 3 of us are going to fuck up, and we're all not going to get a great lap. So like just chill, let the gap grow, and everyone, like, there's more than enough space on Hockenheim. It's a big track.
Yeah, I see that a lot in qualifying. I don't know why everybody races out so quick.
I mean, there's only a 15-minute session, and that seems really, really short. So I kind of get that, but like on your warm-up lap, plan. Let the car ahead of you go ahead. It's easy. It's not hard. Just go out there, warm your tires up with a little bit of wiggling, and like let someone get away.
Well, now that they've heard the advice, I'm sure that's going to happen for every future race we have.
I'm sure it won't.
Everybody will take that advice.
I'm sure that it will not. So the top 4 have really pulled away, although Dan Bach is still kind of there. And Dan's a really skilled racer, so he might be able to get into
Dan's
that
quick
fight yet.
And I'm bummed about Zoltan getting spun off there because his times are within 3/10, I think, of where we were.
And now he's back in 27th place,
Yeah.
fighting with Douglas DeGroat and newcomer Juan Ramos.
I was really excited to have him up front with us this race.
It's going to be a big deal for him in the Academy, or the AM standings. The AM leader now is Simeonitis, with Ageli and Tobin rounding off the podium. And Mike Stockmill and Guillermo Martinez are starting to slip a little bit away from Josiah Jerome and my co-commentator Paul Riccobene.
Yeah, I was trying
Bad company, I can't deny.
Racing Josiah, he's lightning quick, so you're trying to figure out how you can pass him if you can without losing touch of the front two. And boy, it was tough.
Whoa, Simeonitis backwards. Not sure what happened to him there. Might have been caught out by the. Keep in mind, of course, the physics for the new tires kind of dropped the day before this race. I don't think everyone was quite prepared.
Yeah, it's an extreme change, so I'm not surprised.
Whoa, damn Bach.
Bach off-roading.
Easy there, Bach.
I had to admit, I thought most of the Mercedes guys were just being a little dramatic about the tires, and then I tested it. I was like, whoa.
It is a significant difference. And again, Mike Stockmill was kind of defending the decision, and obviously everyone's going to have their own opinions. But like I said, I felt like it was a bit of a bad call given the feedback they had gotten previously.
It seems like every decision is based on esports at this point. Liam Curtin, he's one of the Academy drivers there. Mm-hmm. Doing well in 12th.
Oh, Ayrton Tobin overtaking Tyler Ageli. Just saw that there at the hairpin. And back at the front, it is still the HMS Dutchman leading the way.
Was Martinez upgraded to?
He was. He has a gold. Yeah. He is a gold-rated driver now.
I was going to say.
Now, after the dominant display he put on in the silver, the Simeon Naku amateur performance.
Yes, I was there for that.
Obviously, has to move up a little bit to the. Might be looking to move up again because honestly, he's putting up kind of platinum results so far. Cole McRae overtakes Tyler Ageli.
His pace was platinum for sure here.
It's a little bit inconsistent for my taste to move him there now, but at the end of the season, it could be.
Oh no!
Whoa, Tyler Ageli, another Mercedes spins it. And Ayrton Tobin is now your leading AM driver there in 8th place.
So that rear end coming around in a Mercedes, talking with Stockmill, and I found out during my testing as well, if you have almost any brake pressure and you turn that wheel, it's gone.
Oh, yes, it's gone.
It's actually more sensitive than the Porsche is at this point.
It happened to me twice in the first turn. Otherwise, actually, I didn't have a bad time with it, but it definitely did feel different. And the other thing I noticed, the tires were drastically different from race to qualifying, which was interesting.
How so? Just grip levels?
Not necessarily. Well, grip levels, but it was the temperature that really caught me. Was a bit weird. So in qualifying and in practice, the left fronts were a little bit too hot, not burning up, but like too hot. The red color. And the right side was perfectly fine. Great temperature. Then in the race, everything got a lot colder. And now to be clear, obviously later in the day, track's gonna cool down a little bit. But we were talking like excess of 10 degrees difference, which
that's a lot.
To me was a bit extreme. And it really meant that everything you learned in practice and qualifying didn't really apply to the race.
That's frustrating. So it's morning, noon, afternoon, sunset? Is that how it's set up for practice qualifying? Yep. Right. Race 1, race 2.
But it was like the afternoon time was like 10 degrees different from the noon time. It was like, this is a bit extreme. Like, it's not It's not really how it works. It was kind of like the opposite of there was an ACC race last season at Silverstone where it was raining like really hard, but it's like the rain and the track temp weren't linked because the track temp was still hot. So everyone was out there going, "Is it normal for me to have like 42 psi at the tires?"
Oh, there's a backwards Mercedes up there.
That is either Johnny Major or Mike Jeffries. Let's see if we can see who's dropping in the order. Major is the answer.
Johnny. This guy's dying to get past Jerome.
Indeed he is. Looking for that podium. Paul Riccobene.
And looks like Stoffmeal's breaking a little gap. Whoa, that was three wide.
Francis Balan, Alfonso Chacon, and Rick Martel prevailing. So weird seeing Rick in a BMW. I don't even know why. It just doesn't seem like a Rick Martel car. But he is doing very well in it. This is, of course, Rick is the original Zero Racing, which was what 3D Speed was before, champion. So good to see him putting the results back up.
Absolutely.
All right, so top 10. We still got more or less the same top 8 that we had before. Cole McRae up to 9th place, and Mike Jeffries now to the top 10 there in 10th place. AM standings, Tobin, McRae, and Curtin are your AM podium with Rick Martel and Francis Belland, or Belend. Not sure if I'm saying that correctly. Rounding off the top 5.
How did you find the Mercedes on the long straight here? Were you able to catch any drafts, or?
I was able to catch a little bit of draft. There wasn't a tremendous difference, to be honest.
I had nothing. Looks like Stoffmeal and Martinez are making a small break from Jerome and Riccobene.
And we're having a heated rivalry from the West Coast with Tobin fighting for 8th place against Cole McRae. Be nice if the McLaren 650S can... Oh, that was Simeon Naku spinning off. I just caught his car there. Not sure what happened, but that's going to promote Tobin. That's going to promote McRae. That's going to promote Jeffries. I think Richard Hicks got a spot there as well. Not sure what happened to him. He's kind of on his own, so that must have been a self-inflicted spin.
Did the BMW also get the new tires?
I think everyone got the new tires. I just think that the Mercedes is the one that fundamentally was shifted by them.
I tried driving the BMW again. I can't stand that car.
I've never been a big fan of it myself, as Mike Stoppmill will constantly remind me at one Macau, and that means it doesn't suck, apparently.
Say what you want. It's terrible to drive in here.
I mean, it's perfectly competitive here in Race Room, where the top rung ADAC BOP is very, very, very competitive.
I'm not talking its competitiveness. I hate the car.
I don't go that far. Like Simeon Naku making a move there on... That is Wayne Hutchison and Demetrius Simeonitis, who's another car that spun. So Wayne's in a bit of a bad spot there, fighting two guys that are probably notably faster than him.
And Riccobene got past Jerome.
Did. Paul Riccobene up in a 3rd position there in the Porsche.
Porsche.
Josiah Jerome back to 3rd place. He is the top Mercedes at the moment. By the way, Mike Jeffries is overtaking Cole McRae at some point. McRae is also a fair bit back, so I think the BMW driver might have had an off. Speaking of offs, Dan Bach.
Yes. Using a lot of truck.
Exploring new worlds and new civilizations. To boldly go where no Porsche has gone before.
Yeah. That might be just a little outside.
A little bit. Demetrius Simeonitis hanging on to that 10th spot right now ahead of Naku and Hutchison. Johnny Major is cutting through the field. He's back up to 19th place. So good luck there. And looking for your boy Zoltan up to 16th.
Nice.
Currently on the tail of Guillermo Taylor. Good to see Guillermo on the grid. He missed the first 2 rounds. Got a little tongue lashing from me on the matter because he didn't sign out.
Ooh.
But good to see him back. Josiah Jerome. Nothing on at the hairpin this time, I don't think. Oh, well, maybe.
A little deep.
Yeah, but you're going to get way better drive out of that corner. There you go. Retaining the spot.
He suckered me in right there, though.
Looks like we've lost Leonard Burke and Ariel Zatoni at some point, so down to 28 cars. Rick Martel fighting with Eduardo Francisco Oliveira.
And Hutchinson, isn't it? Or no?
He's a little bit ahead of them. Hutchison is the red Mercedes.
Right.
I think who you were seeing there was Guillermo Taylor.
I think you're correct.
And actually, Zoltan Kalmadi won't be too far behind them. Simeon Niku on the tail of Dimitris Simeonidis. Moldova versus Greece. Eastern European Battle Royale.
2 very quick drivers here.
Very quick. Both of them made a mistake, and that has put them behind the 8 ball, and they're on their way back. Somebody just disappeared. I think Guillermo Taylor had a lag problem there, and is now dropping back horribly. I hope he's not out of the race. What is up with Mauricio Delgado? 41 seconds behind Juan Ramos.
We had to assume there was an incident, right?
I would have to assume, because no offense to Juan, but Juan is not quick. Josiah Jerome still on the tail of Paul Riccobene. Look to get through there.
A little over 4 seconds to the leaders at this point because of all the battling.
I don't think you guys could keep with them anyways. I think they have just that little pinch of extra speed.
Excuse me? You
What do
think
you mean,
so?
excuse? Well, Stoffmill only qualified on pole by like 42 thousandths of a second. It can't be that big.
Come on.
He's got Byron on board.
He does, right? I think our pace was the same. We just spent too much time fighting for third.
Well, even when you weren't fighting, though, they were edging away just a little bit. I think they just got like a couple tenths, kind of a lap. Speaking of which, there is a very messed up, I think that's Juan Ramos in the black Swan Porsche. Tyler Gelly now at the back of the pack as well, so something happened to him again. And Juan's car is looking not good.
No, that is definitely not healthy.
Oh, Josiah, getting a little close to that butt end. Let's see how the blue flags go. Juan just pulling to the side
Very
there.
smoothly.
Kind of makes sense. He's not really fighting with anyone. He's just kind of touring the circuit, getting that track time, which is valuable.
Still appreciated.
Drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane for Tyler Gelly, who already was in dead last
hurts.
place. So that's, I think, really just confirming him down there.
Simeonidis and Naku still going at it.
Indeed. Simeonidis versus Simeon. Our lone Moldovan driver and our lone regular Greek driver. We do actually have a couple other Greeks that we periodically say. There were the 2 Greek freaks. I can't remember their names. And then, of course, the Dark Lord of the Sith himself, Frederick Osvanger.
Dark Lord.
Even works. Darth Vader.
I like that.
Just hire me up to write some Star Wars movies. They'll be better than what they're putting out right now.
I stopped after the original 3, man. Anything after that is terrible.
I would recommend Rogue One. It's actually pretty good.
Nope, won't do it.
I enjoyed it. Force Awakens was not terrible. It was the first of the new trilogy. It's not something I recommend anyone actually go see. It's not going to change your mind about anything. But I didn't come out of the theaters hating it. I was fine with it. Everything after that, though, has not been good.
It's a tough track here, and watching all these cars, I mean, with the BOP, everything is so, so close in performance. It's just so hard to make a pass.
I mean, Hockenheim is one of the more passing-friendly tracks. I just think that one of the problems is we're looking at a lot of Mercedes who's trying to make overtakes.
That could be
They kind of had that rude awakening of, like, suddenly very different feel to the car.
I think
Cole McRae. Yeah, Cole McRae off. I was going to say, it was either Liam Curtin or Cole McRae. Curtin was not in the right place. So, Cole McRae in the Falcon BMW off the track. So it is still Simeon Niku chasing the Mercedes of Dimitri Simeon. This is, of course, the lone exception. We have BMW chasing a Mercedes, but the BMW, of course, is a bit of a weak overtaking car because of the turbo lag out of the slower corners. It does mean that it generally is going to have a hard time finding a way past in most of the more common overtaking areas on the track. And the boat has gotten a little bit away at the front. Yeah. Looks like Douglas DeGroat has joined the list of DNFs, the Guyanese driver. I think that's what you call someone from Guyana. I'll have to check that.
Sounds appropriate, but I'm curious to know.
I mean, in fairness, my knowledge of Guyana was clearly very flawed because me and Byron for a while there thought it was in Africa. It's in South America.
You guys are such buffoons.
I mean, we usually get it right.
I know.
This is really, I think only the third time the flag has ever confused us. Actually, Josiah Jerome, of course, was the previous one, and Brandon Powell was the other one.
Oh, did you see that kind of blocking move there? Were you paying attention?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I wouldn't say it went beyond the charter, but I'd say it was a little cheeky. Richard Higgs, by the way, is caught up and past Dan Bach. I'm willing to assume that may have occurred during one of Dan Bach's expeditions to find the edge of the world.
He has been exploring today, that's for sure. Looks like a lot of people running low 140s.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, looking at the qualifying, the grid was very tight in terms of outright pace. It's why everyone who's made a mistake is having a real hard time climbing back through the grid, frankly.
Yeah, everybody's so close. It's just you really got to, stick it in.
That'd be another part of the, as we were talking about before, why we're not seeing a tremendous amount of overtaking. Someone said this was going to be a really weak day for Porsche, and I would like to say that 5 of the top 7 cars are Porsches, so I'm not sure what that was based on.
Yeah, I don't know either. I was really happy with my car here. I mean, I had my left rear was hot. I know a lot of people were having left fronts were hot, but, deal with it.
Yeah, the Mercedes has had kind of the opposite problem there. Nothing was hot.
It's just so weird. The same tires, too.
Yeah. Like, everything was, like, nothing changed in terms of, like, relation. Like, the left was still warmer than the right and everything like that. Nothing nothing changed there. It's just everything dropped about 10 degrees. And those at home may not appreciate what that feels like, but it feels really different.
Yeah, if you can't get into the grip zone, you're going to get a lot of movement from the rear, and the front's just not going to grab when you go to turn in.
Because in practice, I did a full race simulation, the 30-minute whatever, and I felt the differences. Obviously, like I realized that I was going to have to be more definitive with where I was on and off throttle, wander around most off the track. But the race, it was much worse. So, if Race Room is listening, please revert to the previous tire model.
Are they ever listening?
It doesn't seem like it. It does not seem like it. Because everyone's been asking to get less punishment for the off-track stuff for a while, and that's not been happening. Because, of course, those who are unaware, when the tires get glazed over from an off-track excursion for dust or whatever it happens to be, you lose basically all grip. And I have done some real-life racing, and the tires have more than 2 modes. I guess is what I'm trying to get at. Where they don't go from nice and grippy to nothing like that.
It's so bad. I mean, if you get one tire just grazes the grass, you're most likely going to spin out at this point. It is so out of control.
So Dan Bach back on the trail of Richard Higgs. And Paul Riccobene, by the way, has broken contact with Josiah Jerome and is after that second place against Guillermo Martinez.
Yeah, it looks like he might have the fastest lap. That guy who didn't have the pace. Just saying.
Well, consistent pace. fastest lap doesn't mean much.
Come on, right here. You're going to be this. You really are grumpy tonight.
I mean, Juan Montoya was always faster than Michael Schumacher over a single lap. Didn't change the results when the race time came around. Paul Riccobene with the dive. Nah. Little overcooked there. But nothing ventured, nothing gained, and you're still only 2/10 behind him.
Man, Simeon's still looking for a way through.
Well, it's like I said, that BMW's not being tremendously great out of corners really is making it very hard to get actually around him.
He's taking the outside line. What if he can get a jump here? Oh, look at this.
Oh, he did. That was very, very, I don't know if brave is the right word, because there was room there, but
it was nicely
very
done.
A little bit creative, a little bit unexpected, and very well done.
Oh.
Don't give it back. Don't give it back.
Wow. I thought for sure he had the rear end coming around.
No, I think he just went a little bit deep into Mercedes there. I think that's Mercedes anyways. I can remember the name of all the corners at Hockenheim, just not necessarily which one is which.
Yeah, your breadth of knowledge is deep. I'm just like that corner, the one after the other corner?
Well, this one's Nord Curve. And we're coming up to the spike skier, or just to put it simply, the hairpin at this point. Probably butchering the pronunciation, but it's something like spike skier.
Hairpin. It's one thing we know. Simeonidis is not going to give up.
Going for it. And he got it.
Yeah.
Richard Higgs losing a spot to Dan Bach there. It looks like both of them kind of made a mistake there. Looks like Tyler Agueli has parked it. And possibly Sergio Mengual as well, actually. Which I must say is a little bit foolish, because points go down to 25th place, so now everyone who is running is in the points. Just finished the race, lads. Whoa.
That's a late attempt.
Yeah, bit of a late attempt. Not really a great overlap. I'd say Simeonitis was within his rights to shut the door.
Time's running out, though. This is when you start looking for any little opening you can.
Yeah, probably 1 lap after this.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe 2. Depends how far they behind Stop Mill. Just trying to figure out where Stop
I
Mill is on the
think
track.
this is the last lap because it was pretty short.
Yeah. I think the next one will be the last one. Yeah. So coming to the start-finish line now. Through
Couple
the
of
sud curve.
good. Oh
Oh,
no!
just got into the back of Simeonitis.
That sucks.
And I think that's going to give a top 10 spot to Rick Martel. That is his BMW coming through. And Rick Martel is the top BMW in the race.
Wow, nice, Rick. That's a bummer for Simeon. That was a good battle between those two.
Give a quick AM update here. Ayrton Tobin is your top AM driver, followed by Dimitri Simeonitis, Rick Martel, Liam Curtin, and Cole McRae, the top 5. It's good to see the AM battle be a little bit more interesting this season. Of course, last season it was the Guillermo Martinez show, so to get that more to get more faces in there, Johnny Major, Tyler Agelli, Rick Martel's been in the mix, Ayrton Tobin, myself at Portimao, though not at Zandvoort and not here. Actually, was very disappointed with this race. Felt good coming into Hockenheim.
Looks like Stoff took the win again. Race is over.
Well, for the top end. Still
Correct.
battles to go, including reverse grid pole here. Still up for grabs. Liam Curtin's got it right now. He's got Naku and Martel ahead of him. And the man who is probably looking at this very hungrily is Cole McRae back there in 13th place as Mike Jeffries come across the line behind Ayrton Tobin. Good result for Tobin and win for him in 7th place. Simeonitis will come home in 9th place, and it will be a top 10 and top BMW honors for the Kopachan M6 crew and Rick Martel. Alfonso Chacon's Cabron's racing car has seen some better days, as has your teammate there at the Sim Mafia, Zoltan Kalmandi.
Yeah, Zoltan.
They've got Ito Oliveira, and Wayne Hutchison's race turned kind of bad there. 18th place. Not sure what happened there.
Yeah, usually quite a bit quicker than that.
Johnny Major, we saw him spin earlier, so 19th is not too bad for him, ahead of John Picha. And here comes Michael Magas, who at this point is not riding in the cockpit, but on the roof, because I could not see over that banged up hood.
Look at the car in front of you, too. Walsh is just
Dave
as bad.
Walsh. Yeah. And here is Guillermo Taylor, whose car looks actually in good condition. Not sure what happened there. Stop Mill, your winner from Martinez, Riccobene, Jerome, Bach, Higgs, Tobin, Jeffries, Simeonitis, Martel. Tobin, Simeonitis, and Martel are your AM podium for this round. Some solid results all around. Disappointing for Zoltan Kalmandi and a couple other people who we kind of thought were going to be in for some bigger things here today.
I'm telling you, Zoltan's got the pace. His luck has just got to change.
Mm-hmm. Well, some of it is his driving, if I may level a slight criticism.
I don't think it was this time for sure. I think it was bad luck.
Not necessarily this time, but I just kind of noticed that overall he's got a little bit of an overdrive habit as well. So that's not necessarily helping.
You picking on my boy?
I'm just offering them a coaching session.
Come on.
Me picking on him doesn't help me in any way. It's just going to make him it's going to make him faster. It's just going to make him faster, and I'm going to have a harder time with him.
Ay.
All right, so Liam Curtin and Simeon Naku will lead us away here. Rick Martel starting from P3, Dimitri Simeonitis P4.
All right, hopefully we get another clean start like we did in race 1.
Mm-hmm. All right. Can't see quite all the cars in one shot because of the rendering, but here we go. 2 cars did not make the grid. I'll try and figure out who they are later. One appears to be Tyler Agelli. So off the start here, Liam Curtin in the lead. Cars vanishing, of course, due to the, max car render. And here we go. So it is Curtin and Simeonitis up into second place. Niku got off to a bad start there by the looks of it. Rick Martel, not a great start either. Mike Jeffries looking to get up into third place. And it is a 1-2-3 Mercedes at the front. Richard Higgs zooming up as well in that Porsche. Further, oh, whoa. Check out who's in last place right now. Whoa.
Dan Bach.
Dan Bach.
What is
what
going
happened?
on? We know that's not where he belongs.
That's a platinum driver at the back. Mike Jeffries has lost third place to Niku, so the 1-2-3 Mercedes has been broken up by the BMW. Richard Higgs rounding off the top five. Josiah Jerome, Rick Martel, Paul Riccobene, Mike Stopmill, Guillermo Martinez, Cole McRae, and Alfonso Chacon. So yeah, the big loser at the start is Dan Bach. Whether that was of his own doing or somebody else's nefarious play, we'll find out when the stewarding report comes out. Oh, Liam Curtin has lost the lead to Dimitris Simeonitis. So the Greek Freak is out in front. What can he do with it?
Well, we know how it usually works out for him.
A little bit faster breed than the Academy
sure.
drivers he's kind of used to dealing with, though. Including the man, the myth, the legend of the Academy, Josiah Jerome.
Yeah, and he's even playing...
Simeon Niku got past Liam Curtin. Curtin back to third. So the Deviant Motorsport 1-2 has been interrupted by Project Zora's Simeon Niku.
This will be interesting. Curtin probably has the inside position. He's far enough. I think he's going to go for the move.
We did see Niku go around the outside of his teammate Simeonitis last race, though, so doesn't look like it's going to work this time, though. Mike Stopmill getting up the inside. Paul Riccobene in the fight there. Guillermo Martinez in the background, along with Rick Martel. Martel's just getting swallowed up, which is unfortunate. Doesn't look like the Kopachen crew has it quite in them this time. Only 2 Kopachen cars today, with the absence of Scott Greenfield. Paul Riccobene losing out into the Mercedes, or no, Mobile 1 curve as they head towards Sachs. The HMS Flying Dutchman has moved into 7th place.
Oh, stay on track there.
Guillermo Martinez getting a little bit feisty. Also getting past Paul Riccobene.
It happens when you push people off.
Sergio Mengual is at the back of the pack. Zoltan Kalmandi and him appear to have hit some problems along with Douglas de Groot. Niku looking down the inside of Curtin to get back past again and break up that Deviant 1-2. Gotta say the names some of you guys have chosen for your teams. Deviant, Illuminati, VIP, Bad Company. Where are your heads at, people?
Yeah, you got kind of cool stuff like Sim Racing Mafia.
Or Big Shooter, aka ASP.
Yeah, right? Well, it looks like Simeonitis is taking advantage of his position here.
Well, I mean, Liam Curtin is playing the wingman role right here for the team. He is keeping Simeon Niku from being able to do virtually anything. Mike Jeffries and Richard Higgs behind them, as well as Josiah. Josiah going down hot.
You're not kidding.
And he may have got that job done.
Yeah, and he got Higgs on it, too. Great awareness from Higgs to not turn in there.
Indeed. And Higgs is now in the the enviable position. The Navy is coming.
See in your rearview mirror, I'll tell you that.
If I may go StarCraft for a moment. Battleship engaged.
Look at the size of that thing. It's ridiculous.
All right, so Curtin is still hanging on to that second place, so it is still a Deviant Mercedes 1-2 ahead of the Project Zora car, then is VIP's Mike Jeffries And the GP
Oh,
Trailblazers, Josiah... Jeffries! Jeffries losing it. That was the corner that a lot of the Mercedes were losing it at, including myself. Unfortunate for Mike Jeffries. He's looking for a solid result there.
Yeah, he was looking solid for sure.
Still trying to figure out Josiah's team name. They put GP Trailblazers, which made me think, Grand Prix Trailblazers, but apparently it's Ground Provisions Trailblazers. I don't get it.
Now, what does that mean?
I don't know.
We're gonna need some clarification, Josiah.
Riccobene gets past Martinez, and now it is Stopmill looking to get past Richard Higgs, and he does. Sim Racing Mafia versus Cabrons. Man, Rick Martel has had a bad race. He's down to 13th place, which, don't get me wrong, I'm down in 23rd place, so I'd take that. But from a P4 on the grid or P3 on the grid to 13th, rough day at the office.
Yeah, I wonder if there's some contact somewhere. There was definitely, it didn't show on the replay here, but there was some lap 1, turn 2 chaos for sure.
Something for Mr. Hunvikson to sort out. Simeon Naku versus Liam Curtin has continued. I must say this has got to be Curtin's most impressive run yet.
Yeah, he's doing a great job of holding Simeon off. I don't know how much longer he can do it.
Simeon's a hard man to hold off. I say this from experience from Zandvoort, where he hit me in the ass.
Coming through one way or another.
We're battling for 7th place, too. I'm very disappointed by that still. Anyways, Naku gets through, but he got through before and Curtin came back at him, so let's see what the Mercedes can do. Quick shout out, though. Dave Walsh is up to 14th place.
Very nice.
In the lone surviving Illuminati car with teammate Tyler Agelli not here. Still haven't figured out who the other guy we're missing is. I don't know. Can't place my finger on who the other person missing. But it looks like we've lost Juan Ramos and Sergio Mangual from the race.
A little bit of space between Simeon and Curtin at this point.
Be interested to see what the gap
Josiah
between him and Paul Riccobene on the trail of Richard Higgs. Battling for that top Porsche honor. You know who it is? It's Ariel Zatoni.
Did he get disconnected in race 1?
Might have. He DNF'd, but I don't know the circumstances of it. But it does look like he is him and Tyler Agelli are the two missing.
Looking to go inside Jerome.
Indeed, and
done.
The battleship will not be denied.
That is, how do you stop that thing?
It is an ironclad brute of destruction. I do love that livery, though, so I can't complain.
It is a nice paint job on a massive car.
A massive car that defies the laws of physics.
Yeah, right? That should not be cornering at the same speeds my Porsche is.
Quick shout out to Leonard Burke here. He retired very early in race 1 and sat around the whole time waiting for race 2 to start, and he's up in 22nd place.
Nice. Yeah, that is that's some good dedication. It can be a long wait in a situation like that. All right. Looking for a way through Higgs.
Indeed.
He's
Richard
doing great this
Higgs.
season in this car, by the way. He's driving really well.
Oh yeah, Richard Higgs has always got the
Yeah.
pace. He's just a bad luck magnet.
I think that's what it is, too.
When it doesn't find him, he does well. You can see where the little Higgs gets his pace from.
Yeah, for sure. That family has some speed.
Paul Riccobene looking for the move. Around the outside of Richard Higgs. I don't really think that's on, but we'll see. Johnny Major, 10th place, trailing Cole McRae, and Mike Jeffries behind him, his VIP teammate. Much better second race for Wayne Hutchison so far, up in 12th. And Riccobene gets the job done and moves into 6th position. Now he needs to hope that Richard Higgs can bottleneck Guillermo Martinez for a bit.
Yeah, it sure wouldn't hurt.
Not a great day for your sim racing mafia teammate Zoltan Kalmundi, who's back in 23rd position there.
I know. I feel so bad. He's having... You can say what you want, but I'm going to say he's having terrible luck.
Oh, I think luck is part of the equation. Do not get me wrong. When I say someone's overdriving the car, it doesn't mean that bad luck is not also very much part of the equation. From the looks of it, I'm pretty sure that first lap incident will result in a penalty for the other driver from what we saw. Unless we missed something of significance. I believe that was Johnny Major allowing Mike Jeffries through, and actually that's 2 spots because Cole McRae spun out ahead of him.
Again?
There's McRae again. Cole McRae having a hard time. Although the results are pretty good for him.
Mr. Reverse.
Rick Martel on the tail of Wayne Hutchison in the background. Though the way Rick's race has gone, I don't really know if he has a lot of forward momentum right now. What him and Wayne need to do is just partner up and avoid the fate that is called the Alfonso Chacon factor that is coming in behind him.
Everybody knows that factor.
I personally actually find him really easy to overtake, and I'm gonna let everyone in on the secret. He is exceedingly vulnerable to a dummy. He will react to everything you do. So all you gotta do is serve him up a dummy. He'll bite on it, and then you go through. Or he'll illegally block you. You can report him to the stewards and get penalty.
Yeah. One of those two will happen, right?
Because that's the thing is, like, I've watched Alfonso. Nothing he does is illegal. He's always making just one move. It's just he will make a really strong and often overkill move.
So all Simeon.
Yeah, that was Simeon spun out. Oh boy.
No.
Second place car off the track, and Mike Stoppmill is on the podium and hunting for the Irish.
Both races. He's got to be out of his mind.
As Paul Riccobene looking for a way around Josiah Jerome. Round 2 between these two.
Heck of a battle with Josiah. Man, that guy can drive.
I'm giving away all my secrets. I explained the whole thing about the ACC fuel thing the other day to everyone, and now the people who didn't know that know that.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, nobody really listens to you, so...
Mike Stoppmill into second place. I'm pretty sure they listened to me on the fuel thing, because Mike Stoppmill backed me up.
Oh, then they'll listen.
It was like, you guys are idiots. So the deal in ACC is that a pit stop is a minimum of 30 seconds. You can't go less than that. So the idea that people weren't refueling on their pit stops, pretty dumb, because they were just sitting there doing nothing during their pit stops. So you go in, you change up the tires and everything. Race 2 is done, by the way. Simeonitis, I believe, punches his first victory, and I think that might be the first AM victory we've ever had in the 3D Speed as well.
Yeah, congratulations, Simeonitis.
Kind of an underreported point here, but Bad Company, 17th and 19th. You guys were in the reverse grid. What happened?
We saw Bach definitely struggling today with that Porsche.
Apparently Tobin was as well. Because their race 1 results were not replicated in any way in race 2. Seldom do you see such a downturn in a team's fortunes. Like, not just one car, but both of them.
It's odd. They're both good drivers.
Yeah, very, very solid drivers. And there's a reason they were in the top 10 in race 1. John Peacher bringing up the back, but dutifully finishing the job. Always gonna be nice to John because he's my ACC teammate.
It's nice to be nice to John. He's a nice guy.
And whoa, what a little celebration across the line. So you have Demetrius Simeonitis gets his first, I want to say his first main series win. Mike Stockmill, Liam Curtin, Josiah Jerome, Paul Riccobene, Richard Higgs, Guillermo Martinez, Simeon Naku, Mike Jeffries, and Johnny Major, your top 10. So decent day for the VIP crew, although that could have been much better for Jeffries had he not had that spin. Wayne Hutchison, Rick Martel, Alfonso Chacon, Cole McRae, and Guillermo Taylor also scoring points. Your Academy winner was, of course, Simeonitis from Curtin and Johnny Major. Your podium. Rounding off the top 5, Rick Martel and Alfonso Chacon. Can confirm it was Ariel Zatoni that we lost between races, as well as Tyler Igeli.
That's a bummer. I was surprised not to see him up in the mix, even in race 1, in the front.
Had a rough day, it looked like.
Yeah,
but he is struggling in this series. But I mean, that could work out for him. Could be a great scheme to get no ballast on himself.
Oh, he's playing the ballast game.
Maybe. Championship standings real quick. Mike Stockmill leading the way by a long shot with 245 to Paul Riccobene's 125, 123 for Demetrius Simeonitis. These are all pre-penalties, it should be mentioned. Simeon Naku, 106 and 100 for Josiah Jerome, your top 5. In the amateur category, or in the team category, Deviant Motorsport, that's Jonas Blaine, Liam Curtin, and Demetrius Simeonitis leading the way with 210 points to the 179 of Sim Racing Mafia with Paul Riccobene and Zoltan Calmonti. VIP, Mike Jeffries and Johnny Major in third with 177. The Bad Company with Ayrton Tobin and Dan Bach, 164. And Project Zora, that is Leonard Burke and Simeon Naku, 124. In the AM category, it is a tie at the top of the AM category between Demetrius Simeonitis and Johnny Major on 137 points. That is not strictly correct because, and this is a problem with Race App, the AM standings that are on Race App are not accurate because they do not apply penalties. Johnny Major acquired a penalty back in Portimao. So he is actually behind Demetrius Simeonitis as a result. Rounding off the top 5 is Rick Martel, Liam Curtin, and Ayrton Tobin. As for myself, I am in 9th place in the AM category, tied with Alfonso Chacon. And further back, I am in 17th place in the overall standings with 44 points.
How did we get you into the top 10? What's it going to take? Come on.
I was in the top 10 briefly after Portimao.
You got to make shorter seasons in.
Well, I mean, my problem was I was running really well at Zandvoort, too. I was in 7th place, like I said, when Simeon punted me. Still got an okay 15th place finish. But then DNF'd race 2, and then just disaster here at Hockenheim. That's been my season in a nutshell.
It happens. Luckily, you get more races to go.
Yep, 3 more to go.
What's next?
Next up, I believe it's Red Bull Ring.
Oh, that always brings interest.
And then we head down to the peninsula for Imola and Monza.
Oh, Monza. Geez. It'd be nice to have a big, giant boat for Monza.
I'm kind of afraid of the Red Bull ring though coming into this with the tires the way they are. Oh
Oh,
boy,
yeah, you guys are gonna
that
struggle if something doesn't change.
that could be a bit of a nightmare. And I know some expert racer is going to be like, it's not so bad, whatever. And I have no doubt that it is not a problem for you guys. But whoosh, for those of us of more average or meager talents, it's been a rough time.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, even with, the 100 TC, the rear still will come around on you very easily, at least in my quick
Mm.
test.
Yeah, well, I'll have to get some practice in and try and deliver at Red Bull Ring and try to resurrect the big shooter team's chances because we are. I mean, we actually moved up a spot today somehow, but that just tells you how far back we were. It's not like we had any. It's not like we had great results today. I didn't even score points in the second race.
That's embarrassing. Terrible, Mike.
I mean, I finished in the same spot. It's just that that stops being points in the second shorter race. All right, so that is all for the 3D speed. Hopefully, for the next round, we will have Paul, or not Paul, Byron Dirksen back with us because I know everybody misses the Byron factor, and we wish him all the best. And
Get well, Byron.
hopefully, I feel better during this week, and I'm a little bit less cranky in the ACC chat.
Yeah, we're not concerned about you. Come on, Byron. Heal up.
I mean, the ACC guys probably are because they're probably not happy with me being so cranky with them right now.
Well, go get some sleep.
I am hunting them with a hot spiked prod.
Well, that sounds fun.
All right, have a good night, everybody, and yeah, I got nothing else. Get ready for the multi-class tomorrow. Yeah.